Hello fellow dragons, it's Chibi Neko, your local dragon lady here. So I've logged on today to Duel Links to find that the new ban list has been announced. I knew one was coming, but I did not expect to see it when I did. There's also been some modifications on skills, so I'll be sure to talk about those too. I will say that I've been slowing down in Duel Links as of late to focus more on the physical game of my locals. However, I will say that when it comes to format, I do edge more toward Duel Links in terms of playability because it greatly resembles the old school Yu-Gi-Oh!, which has more interaction than what the physical game does today, and it is the era that I'm from. The first card I noticed that took a hit is the Koaki archetype, and I am so happy about this. Maximus is down to 1 and Angor is now down to 2, which is sorely needed because this deck is simply OTKs being shot out of a cannon, and while it is heavily dependent on going second, that issue can mostly be remedied with a few winged Karibos. I've built and played Koaki for a little while, and let me tell you, there's no interaction between duelists, not just with the OTKs, but it came to the point that as soon as my opponents see me ditch a diamond core to the graveyard, they just surrender. They take off. They knew there was no point in continuing on with the duel and just wanted to save time. While I do enjoy winning duels, I prefer back and forth gameplay even more. When I win a duel that's gone on for a few turns, I feel that the victory is more earned, and I did not get that at all with my Koaki deck. So having it nerfed is definitely going to make the game more healthy. So the next limitation is Spellbooks, and good God, I hate going up against this deck. It's not that they're super difficult or anything. I mean, I've beaten them time and time again. I just can't stand the solitaire nature of the deck. Every time I see the first spellbook being played, I just put my iPod down to get a glass of water or something because it takes forever for me to draw my first card. And if my opening hand is good enough, I just wipe out my opponent in the first turn, which makes me feel like I wasted my time. So Spellbook of Eternity is limited to 1. If they'll make a difference, I hope so, because it means 2 less cards my opponent will be searching for, so maybe the plays will be faster now. Who knows? Samurai Skull is now down to 2. Now, I don't play vampires, nor am I afraid of vampires. I always found the deck to be well-rounded with quick plays and good interaction, and in all honesty, I don't think I've heard of many complaints against vampires. There are a lot of decks out there that fare very well against them. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand why this card is semi-limited now. I guess time will tell if this hurts the deck or not, so we'll see how that goes. So when it comes to skills, there are 2 modifications, and that is with Trick Up a Sleeve and Last Gamble. Last Gamble is a skill I think most people encounter if the user is playing Koaki, and now that that deck is getting nerfed, I don't think Last Gamble needed to be touched, but that's just me. Now the big one for me is a Trick Up the Sleeve. This is a skill exclusive to Arcana, and it allows you to have a level 7 or higher Dark Spellcaster in your opening hand. Now we all know this was really meant for the Dark Magician, but as typical, Konami never really thinks about the results of what certain cards can do upon release and leaves that up to the gamers to run wild with. The reason that a Trick Up the Sleeve was being modded is simply due to the card Cosmo Brain. This card was included in the Blue Eye support box that was released a few months back, and using a Trick Up the Sleeve meant you only needed 1 Cosmo Brain in the whole deck, and you were guaranteed to open with it, which that on itself was busted and not difficult to figure out. So after the mod, what will happen is you will still open with Cosmo Brain, but you just won't be able to use its effect on your first turn. So this will change the way some decks are built that rely on this opening hand. Now while Blue Eyes is still a top tier deck, not many people are really playing it anymore, so I was taken back a bit with this modification, but at the same time I agree that a change needs to happen. I am 100% guilty of abusing this skill, and so was everyone else who has played Blue Eyes. And Cosmo Brain is just the beginning. There are more level 7 Dark Spellcasters that are yet to be released whose effects can be abused like clockwork. So I think it's a good idea for Konami to make this move now before those cards get released. I don't think this will force me to stop playing Blue Eyes, but I will need to get more creative now in modding my deck to keep it going. Overall, I'm quite happy with this ban list. As always, I'm sure there's some out there who don't like it or maybe getting grumpy over it. And to those people, I have to remind you the reasons these lists and mods exist to begin with. to provide balance and a fun gaming environment for everyone. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game I think everyone should be able to play no matter their skill level, and having a deck should always mean that you have a chance to win. So that's my thoughts on the Duel Links ban list. So what do you all think? Was it fair? Do you think it went too far? Leave a comment below, and remember to be a good sport, to play the game, not the fame. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and click on the little bell for notifications. You can also check me out on Facebook. Link is in the description below. Happy dueling!